Is this thing on? Sure is. What down, Joe Snow on TV here, back with another boxing video. Alright, y'all. I just really and truly had a solid question, or a solid, just a crazy thought, right? Shakur Stevenson, and Shakur Stevenson being a boogeyman. Oh man, he's kind of close. Yeah, pull your ass up, bro. There you go. See, called it. Anyway, yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy to me just to think about, the whole Shakur Stevenson thing. He's been on a tear as of late. He's been everywhere with his, he's been on $1 million worth of game, all kinds of shit. He's been doing all this different shit. Talking about, nobody wants to fight me. Everybody's ducking me. I did a video a little minute ago about, Shakur Stevenson being the boogeyman of boxing. And to be honest with you, I think Shakur, just like most boxers in his position, young up and coming prospects that have, good skills and probably some duckers, you also have some hunters. Just like Shakur Stevenson got a hunter in De Los Santos, who's, a recorded party pooper. You know what I'm saying? He did it with El Rayo. Everybody was so big on El Rayo. And even though El Rayo was taller, De Los Santos was still able to get in and land some good shots, heavy, hard shots that was, harder than what El Rayo was laying on him. So he was able to lay his ass down and eventually stop him. But, everybody talks about De Los Santos' power, so it's just like, man, how is Shakur going to stand up to that? I mean, I did see him on $1 million worth of game. He was like, man, my skills are higher than his. He ain't going to be able to beat me, this, that, and the third. And it could be true. Shakur could pitch a shutout. De Los Santos won't be able to get a shot off on him. But, I mean, he is going to land at some point, and it's going to be interesting to see how Shakur reacts to it, how Shakur reacts to somebody touching him and touching him with some power. But if he's able to pull through that, I don't know what's next for Shakur. I would say, sky's the limit. Let's get him the bigger fights, the more recognizable names. But, I mean, these fights have to happen. I think that Bob Arum has a lot to do with the fuckery. Bob Arum is notorious for, just shitty business deals, disappointing his boxers, his fighters leaving his stable, due to, whatever. But, I mean, hell, Bud even had a lawsuit going on with Top Rank, which, we don't really know what's going on with that. Shakur, I don't know, man. It's a lot of weird cap shit in his regard, in my opinion, because it's seeming like the same thing that he's getting down on Frank Martin for is the same thing that he did, or the same way that he negotiated or made his way out of negotiations was with Devin Haney. And it's just like, bro, you can't do that, bro. You got to be fair all the way around the board. What's good for the goose, good for the gander. Just like I don't like the whole thing going on with Bud and him kind of reneging, or seemingly reneging on his Earl Spence rematch, saying that he wants it at 147 now, but you won't fight Boots at 147. You want him at 150. You don't want Earl at 154, but you'll fight you'll fight Charlo at 154. It's like, come on, man. What are you like? What's going on? You'll fight Canelo at 168. It's just ridiculous, man. I don't like what boxing is becoming and turning into, and really becoming. It's a whole lot of duck shit, and it's coming from it's unreasonable ducking. It's ducking for the sake of ducking at this point. Motherfuckers is just, everybody wants the most fucking money they've ever made. It's like everybody on their next fight wants, career, settling or career ending paydays. And it's just like, bro, this ain't the end of your career. Shakur, like I could say that like with Shakur, it's like, okay, Shakur, you want all this money to fight Devin. Okay, but what if you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what happens when you win, or if you win? Okay, if you win, now who you got to fight that's going to, give you a bigger payday than that? Now you're going to want nothing but bigger paydays after that. And motherfuckers got to get off that shit, man. Y'all act like, oh man, I gotta make as much. I understand it's prize fight. You gotta make as much money as you can, but like sometimes you only gonna make as much money as what's offered and allowed at the time, bro. Motherfuckers always trying to sit back and oh, we gonna wait this fight out, make sure that it gets bigger. It's not gonna get no bigger. Boxing it hasn't. As much as it's done over the past year in order to boost itself back up into the limelight, it's still not there. Even with all of the weirdo boxing shit, the misfits and the goddamn influencer boxing and the Logan Pauls and the Jake Pauls and the KSIs and all this other bullshit, like. Even with all that fuck shit, man, it's like, people think that it's helping boxers. It's probably hurting it. Because people are like, okay, this shit jokey. Motherfucker go out there, they ain't got as much skills as boxers, obviously. But it's just like, man, fight for legacy. You gonna get paid regardless. A lot of these numbers, like a lot of those numbers that Shakur was discussing with $1 million worth of game, it's like his numbers was off and Gilly was correcting them and shit. And it's just like, man, like even still, bro, that's a lot of money. You talking about $8 million. So Devin was gonna get $24 million, but I was only gonna get $8 million. He's the A side, bro. He's got 4 belts. You got none. Come on, G. If you feel that confident, then get your ass in there. Get your $8 million. Beat his ass, and now the next time you fight somebody, now you're the one getting $24 million, $28 million. Got me fucking up. It's just ridiculous, man. So the whole Boogeyman stigma, I don't know, man. It's just real weird, man. Just real weirdo movement by Shakur as of late with all this Devin Haney shit. De Los Santos, he been calling him out. De Los Santos want the smoke. You talk about don't nobody want to fight you, but you failed to mention this De Los Santos kid until you was basically forced into fighting him. When you found out, because you didn't really want no Devin Haney fight, if we're being honest. Because you would have took the 25%. I don't want to hear that low ball shit, man. Shakur, as good as he is, he ain't no fucking star like that. Bud, as good as he is just now reaching stardom. So, what Canelo said was true. You beat your first good fighter in Earl. And Terrence come out and say, oh, well, I've beaten other fighters. It was harder to beat other fighters than it was Earl. Okay, then that means that Earl really and truly did have an off night. Like everybody perceives. And if that's the case, fight him on more of a even playing field, because he was the one waiting at 147 for you. Then he waited for 147. Now, you both talk about how, okay, it was kind of hard for me to get up to the weight too. But you want to rematch him at 147, but you don't want to fight Boots Ennis at 147 because he don't do nothing for you. Whatever, man. Let's get it together, man. Because once again, G, I'm not a boxer fan. I'm a boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody at any given time get their ass whooped, man. And I can't have no sympathy for no grown man that's making millions of dollars. Anyway, man, it's No Home TV. I'll be back with another one. Peace.